can make money from the business, but growth is a whole other thing.
So, and the negative reputation spreads fast like wildfire. Like, don't touch this product. Like, don't ever.
So if I have a shaky product, again, any new competitor that comes in with even 15% a better product than me, automatically will continuously be taking my client business.
There's a saying, what gets you here, what gets you there.
Yeah.
So anytime you hit a ceiling, you have to think of, who do I need to hire? Who is the right person I need to bring? The more you want to scale, the more you'll have to hire people. But right now with AI, you can automate things. You can do a lot of automation. Because you can have a department where you have like 2 people that they're doing. Most brands, they never put people right. They are very stingy. They want to make the most money.
Keep the expenses as low as possible.
As low as possible. But they never know. At first, when you have the A players, it will hurt you fast. Like, this is something. But it's a good investment. They make you more.
How long until I know if my investment is working? Is it 3 months? Is it a year? Do I have to put someone on payroll for 1 year to be like, okay, is this an A player?
Everyone has a dream. They want there are things they want to achieve. So you as a business owner, you need to know everyone's dream in your company. Everyone. So what you do, you give them opportunity. You tell them, if you do this, you'll hit the goal. This is the roadmap. This is what you need to do. Then you'll hit the number.
I'd break it down into a couple of things. If one, you're able to understand who your demographic is, their pain points, their desires, and then your unique selling points in the market. I think those are some of the foundational marketing angles you have to at least make sure those are covered, because those then carry the messaging for your ads.
The more specific you are, the more it resonates with people.
For example, if I have this phone, this is, for example, a 40,000 phone, I might be selling as a business owner, and on this other end, maybe I have a 120K phone.
Exactly.
So then my target audience can't be the same for these two products.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially if you're looking at advertising. Go granular to the point where every single product in your catalog has those things defined. Because believe it or not, a target demographic is not one group of people. Every business has pools of their demographics within their own brand. After you've released a product into the market, that's where product development ends.
Exactly.
But product development is a process of refining that product to meet the needs of the people who will end up using it.
So what do you think about this? So if a brand says, can I grow my brand with a great marketing but average product? What do you say?
Great product or great marketing, bad product?
Average product.
Average product?
Yeah.
Can you grow the business?
Yeah.
You can make money from the business, but growth is a whole other thing. Because when you're looking at growth, we're looking at consistent revenue. Consistent revenue not only comes from acquiring new clients, it also comes from retaining the ones you have. So if you have what we'd call an average product with great marketing, you will get the first round of clients, but are you ever able to kind of sustain the groups of clients you keep bringing in? Not necessarily. So then growth becomes a thing of you're consistently chasing new clients. That's not growth for business. That's just literally survival. So no, I don't think so. Product is everything, foundation and everything.
So have you ever been in a situation where like someone, you feel like, you feel like the product is average, but they're really insisting like, like I think this can work. Like, what do you normally react to such kind of situations?
What's in this case, what are we defining as an average product? Are we saying that it kind of works, but it's faulty, or it works 50% of the time? What are we talking about average?
So let's say it's faulty in the sense that you are issues like this is something that it can't work. Let's say, for example, like beauty products, there are so many like skincare. So in your sense, you feel like this is something I don't think it can work. But they're really like but for you feel like there's no like a marketing angle, like in the sense that you can push it. What will you react to that? How will you react to such kind of situation?
I know I wouldn't touch the brand for sure. Because again, we're going back to sustainability, because that's what marketing is supposed to give your brand: growth and sustainable growth at the same time. So if we lack this on one hand, then we automatically lose out on growth and sustainable growth at that. So personally, I wouldn't touch that brand. I think the thing I'd tell the person, at least, do market research, because I would stand behind a good product that doesn't have any marketing vis-a-vis the one with the biggest marketing budget, but a kind of shaky product.
Yeah.
We wouldn't go far. We would. So it doesn't make sense for me. Go back to the drawing board, figure out your marketing position, what's your unique selling point. And if you're so insistent on this product, develop the product better, then come back to do the marketing. Okay. I think that's how I take it.
Actually, it's the same for me, because I've been in a situation where like the product was ish. So I was like, okay, like, so in the best way I can tell the client, like, okay, I told her like, okay, I don't think this can it can really work the way you think like it can work.
Yeah.
So I didn't want it to make be offensive, in the sense like it's offensive, because they'll take it so personal and be like, yeah, like what, okay, you don't believe in whatever. Just okay, yeah, the product is good, but how are we going to push it? Because in the long run, if your product is not that good, people won't buy it, and people won't keep coming back to buy it. So repeat purchases is a very big deal in marketing. And some people, okay, there are other brands where they get away with it.
Yeah.
But not everyone can get away with it. There are some brands in the sense that they have a very big marketing budget.
Yeah.
So they get away with it. But not everyone can get away with it. But the product has to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Sana I've seen that with beauty, like beauty, sana skincare. Because there are so many, everyone is making their own beauty. Skincare. Mtu ametoka tu out of nowhere, like, think this can work, like, okay, it's not proven. Ametengeneza kienyeji, unaona? So how are you going to put, so just tell the client politely, so that they don't take it personal, like you're being offensive. They'll be like, yeah, you can try, but people won't. And the thing about kuna reputation, right? So in the sense that kuna good reputation and bad reputation. So, and the negative reputation spreads fast like wildfire. Like, don't touch this product. Like, don't ever. That's worse.
Imagine also as a business, if, for example, you grow your brand to a certain point with a shaky product in the market, guess what happens whenever a competitor comes with a better product for it?
Exactly.
Your market share will continue growing less and less and less, because people are coming with better products in the market. Exactly. So one, the demand for your product has to exist, one, and two, you have to match the demand in the market. Not just match it, but match it to the highest level of quality you can achieve as a business owner. Because we're not just trying to acquire clients, we're trying to acquire clients and also retain a certain market share progressively over time. So then that's what scaling is about, and that's what growth is about. So if I have a shaky product, again, any new competitor that comes in with even 15% a better product than me automatically will continuously be taking my client base from me. So even as a business, you have to look at the math. Does it make then sense to start with product development? Ensure that as you're bringing this product into the market, you're putting money in it. Quality assurance is so important. Outside of just demand, quality assurance is their A1, because these are people you're selling to, and people don't forget, and people will always look around for something better. So it's just you doing your due diligence, more or less.
Exactly. And even I've seen in the terms of I always analyzing, there are buying questions and there are objections. So if you have more objections than the reason people to buy, there'll also be friction, and people be like, there are so many objections. People be like, I think I'll pass, or this won't work for me. And if they try it and it doesn't work, they just tell their friends, don't buy this product. This is a bad product.
True.
So let us go to the second question. So, why do what do you think? There are other brands that hit, let's say, a ceiling of 2 to 3 million a month, and they never grow past that. So, what do you think is the reason why? There are certain brands that hit the ceiling, revenue ceiling. I call it revenue ceiling. What do you think?
I can look at it 1,000 different ways, but truly and honestly, I think the thing I have learned being in business is we always focus so much on the business, we forget the person who runs the business. If the health of the business is not okay, or if the health of the person who's running the business is not okay, automatically this business will not be okay. So we're even looking at things like the mindset of the people behind the business. It can be something as small as you're literally not looking at the best channels, or you're not even empowering your people with the right channels to grow your business. So a revenue ceiling can be because of so many reasons. But I think the first thing I'd look at is who's the brainchild behind the business.
Okay.
What is, do they even believe that the business can earn past a certain capacity? Because if in my business I don't think we can hit a certain revenue, then I don't, regardless of what my employees do, we will actually never be able to, because I have to be the one in position to be like, that's the vision, let's all go there. So if I can't see that, then everyone behind me then can't.
Okay.
So I think the first thing I'd look at is what's going on with the person, the brainchild of this business. Are they okay? Are they putting up structures to ensure that they are able to then meet the revenue mark and then surpass it? So yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that I've seen, like there's something known as A players. Okay, so every there are A players, there are B players, there are C players. So the kind of people you hire at certain stages in your brand. So there's a saying, what gets you here won't get you there.
Yeah.
So anytime you hit a ceiling,
Yeah.
you have to think of who do I need to hire? Who is the right person I need to bring in here? So you as a founder, you need to see it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in this revenue number for a very long time.
Yeah.
There's something wrong.
Yes.
What? Who do I? Because it's a matter of people.
Yeah.
Because business is just a people business.
It is.
Or it's you're in the culture of hiring the best people. Okay? You are assembling the best people. So there are certain key players in your business that will help you push that number up. And
True.
more so is always like marketing. The
Yeah,
marketing.
more or less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to bring more customers in, and at the same time you need to retain more customers. So the people who are coming in, so what's like the lifetime value of the customer,
Yeah.
and how many people actually even know your brand. So it's a matter of key players. So hiring the right people at a certain stages of your business.
Yeah.
So yeah, what got you here, what get you there. And I really have seen this with a lot of brands. So a brand will tell me like, I've been in let's say 2 million for the past 8 months. Okay. So I tell him or her like, okay, what do you think you need to do next? Yeah, I'm really not sure. So for me, I see, okay, how many people are in the business? They're like 3 people. Okay. Why he does almost everything. Maybe there's like a salesperson.
Yeah.
Then there's him. And then there's maybe another person who comes in 50-50. Is there or is not there, and on. So they are literally doing anything. So there's no structure. So the person doesn't have like, let's say, a proper content marketing team. They okay, there are 3 people. Okay, more so is him. There's another person maybe helping him or her with maybe the sales up for counter. Then there's another person who's like you're not even sure even if he or she is there or not. So they don't have a system of marketing. So they have been bootstrapping everything on their own.
Yeah.
So then there has to be like a department. So your business being divided into departments. Kuna content, then there's marketing. So you as a founder, is for you to build those teams, build the department. So na build department here, content, then there's a marketing, ads. Then me is just to lead the vision. So you're bringing the right people, then you keep compiling, okay? Building the team slowly by slowly. What do you think?
Let me ask you this. Based off of that, say I'm a business owner, right?
Yeah.
And I'm at the point where I know my business needs to hire one more person.
Yeah.
On one side, I have a very large load of work, but on the other, I also don't have consistent rev coming in. So what is the first thing that I hire for? Is it to increase revenue or to reduce workload on the already existing employees? What's my first choice? What's the better choice in that case?
Okay, so you said on one hand,
do you hire people who help you increase revenue or people who reduce workload?
So the more you want to scale, the more you'll have to hire people. But right now with AI, you can automate things. Yeah, you can do a lot of automation.
Yeah.
Because you can have a department where you have like 2-3 people, but they're doing 10 people workload.
Sure.
So anytime you want to scale, it's a matter of people. Okay, who is the right person who can take me where I want to go?
Okay.
So you always have to hire or replace. Another thing, you have to remove people sometimes.
Sure.
It's like a hard thing. Like you have to remove people sometimes.
Yeah.
You see, okay, who is not doing the actions that take us to the next level. So you are seeing the picture. There has to be someone I need to add, and at the same time, I need to remove some people. Maybe they are stalling the business. They're not doing the right thing. Because I always see in the sense of every person needs to have a metric, measuring.
Yeah.
Every day, am I doing the right thing that moves the needle? So that's how normal. So the department is in the sense of, let's say, the content team. What are they doing every day to be? They are doing 1% being better every day, 1%.
Yeah.
Then the marketing team, what are they doing? Are they doing the right thing in, let's say, the ads? Is there something they are doing to keep the metric keep going up?
Yeah.
Then right now with the AI, you can always automate things. So you can remove some people. Maybe the things they're doing is not like moving the business forward. So you remove some people, but in the sense that you need to hire more people.
Sure.
Sometimes, the right people, that is.
Right.
We call them A players. I always call them A players. So you always have A players, B players, C players. So A players that can do work for 5 people. Like they are so good in whatever they are doing, and they are so dedicated. So they do whatever it takes, but you need to give them the right incentives. You have to pay them well. Most brands, they never pay people well. They are very stingy. They want to make the most money.
Keep the expenses as
low as possible. But they never know. At first, when you have the A players, it will hurt you fast. Like, this is some, but it's a good investment. They make you more.
How long until I know if my investment is working? Is it 3 months? Is it a year? Do I have to put someone on payroll for 1 year to be like, okay, is this an A player?
Okay, there's sense of track record. So unaangalia the track record yake. So for how long has he or she been doing whatever you're hiring them for? They'll even give an estimate. And in business, you can't be exact because there's always a lot of variables. You can't tell someone like within 30 days. So they are good grace. Let's say work with 90 days.
90 days, okay.
Give person room to prove him or herself that they can do whatever you want them to do. Then measure that. Be like, okay, our projection is that in the next 90 days, we want to increase maybe by 10%, 20%, whatever we want to. The benchmark is.
Okay.
That's how I normally see it.
And in terms of metric for measuring success, especially for employees, is everyone sifted through the lens of rev? Does every employee's metric for performance, is everyone's tied to rev?
I think not everyone can do that, but it just depends on the kind of work someone is doing. But it's always good to give people incentives. It's very, very good because everyone wants to make more money. Okay? Everyone has bills. Everyone wants a good life. So if the other person, it's just how you relate with people. So you have to see what's the best interest for that person. Am I giving them? Because everyone has a dream. And there are things they want to achieve. So you as a business owner, you need to know everyone's dream in your company. Everyone. So what you do, you give them opportunity. You tell them, if you do this, you'll hit your goals. This is the roadmap. This is what we need to do. Then you'll hit your goals. Because in their mind, they'll be like, okay, I've been given an opportunity for me to hit a certain target. Or whatever, what makes me happy in terms of a target, numbers, whatever makes the person happy, like accomplishment. So if someone sees, if I do X, Y, and Z in this time frame, I'm able to hit my this is my goal. They'll be more happy and be more driven. But most people, they always see in the terms of, they don't see that way. They only see about themselves, founders. So the person is not incentivized. So they only do whatever they can. Then they're not even motivated to do more. They just do whatever. Jamie, just do whatever it's possible. Then I'm good to go as long as I'm being paid monthly, but there's no greater incentive for me to keep improving myself. There's no, so that's how I normally see it.
Okay, makes sense.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this one, another question. So, how do I understand my customers so well that it feels like my ad is speaking directly to them?
How do I understand my customers so well
that my ad feels like I'm speaking directly to them?
Okay, I'd break it down into a couple of things. If one, you're able to understand who your demographic is, their pain points, their desires, and then your unique selling point in the market.
Yeah.
I think those are some of the foundational marketing angles you have to at least make sure those are covered, because those then carry the messaging for your ads, no?
Exactly.
Yeah, if I'm able to understand who I'm targeting, what their pain point is, how my product fits in their lives, and my unique selling point in the market, then that's a full-on messaging campaign, and you're able to really communicate the value of your product or service to them because you understand all these things. So me understand those four. Are they 4 or 5? 4.
Yeah. So you have said pain points,
desires, unique selling points, and the actual target demographic. Who are they? Are they women in their 30s who have a degree, or are they, understand exactly who they are, exactly what their problems are? Then we're talking pain points. And then on this other side, what's their desire? So we're basically moving them from, we're tackling marketing objections on one end, and we're doing value prop for the product on the other. We combine those by communicating to that demographic. Then I think you have a full-on, at least, a full-on messaging campaign that's geared to generating results.
On my side, I normally that's a really good how you have the more specific you are, the more it resonates with people. Okay, because what I've seen is I normally have put in a Google document. We describe the customer. We give them like a fictional name, their age, what do they do, what are their hobbies, what do they fear, what do they want. You have to be very specific. The more specific you are, because the other person in the other end of the screen, they have to see like, this is me. This is actually who I am. The person is speaking directly to me. So the more they see that, the more they'll resonate with your ad. Because there's someone I saw online. They give an example like imagine someone is getting off the shower and they just go from your phone. They grab their phone. They see like, oh, you're just getting out of the shower. So like that instant, it's so like how do they know like I'm getting out of the shower? So you're very specific, and the more specific you are, the more it will resonate that customer. And it's just how you trigger like someone to take an action or something.
And as long as you're talking about ads, this, how we talk about the target audience, the demographic, the unique selling points, the pain points, these desires, all these things we're talking about, I find that a lot of people look at it from a brand overview perspective. What's our target audience as a brand? What's the pain points of our clients as a brand? But I dare you to look at it for every single product. For example, if I have this phone, this is, for example, a 40,000 phone I might be selling as a business owner, and on this other end, maybe I have a 120K phone. So then my target audience can't be the same for these two products. Especially if you're looking at advertising, go granular to the point where every single product in your catalog has those things defined. Because believe it or not, a target demographic is not one group of people. Every business has pools of their demographics within their own brand. So that's why even things like, think about even somewhere like Vaseline, they have this smaller petroleum jelly, they have this big, they have, they go in sizes. Not everyone is, in their marketing is catered to for this size versus this other side. Every size has its own people it's marketing to. If it's the small one, maybe it's for the single babe who just wants to use it to remove lipstick. It's for her handbag. It's a very different demographic from the big family size pack where I'm marketing to mothers with who have newborn kids, sensitive skin, same product, same brand, But just because of something as small as sizing of the product, my demographic completely shifts.
Exactly.
Yeah, so granular, 100%, but granular to the point where every product has its own demographic, unique selling points, desires, pain points, all of those.
Yeah, the more specific you are,
yeah,
the better your ads perform.
True.
Yeah, so that's yeah. Like, people are not the same.
They're not.
People have different interests in different things. So
and
the more they feel like they're being understood, you understand them.
Yeah.
You know whatever they are going through. So how you position, it's just a matter of positioning, right?
Yeah.
The better you position your product in your marketing message, the more the better it converts.
Yeah, resonance is up there. When it comes to advertising, resonance is way up there.
So let me ask you this. So this is another good question. So what's the one question that every brand should ask their customers to find messaging that converts? So what's the one question that every brand should ask their customers to find messaging that converts?
One question.
Yeah.
I'd go with, why did you buy?
Yeah.
Why did you buy this product?
Exactly.
So this way you're asking actual customers, people who've actually spent money in your business. So that is a part of your demographic. And by understanding why people buy your goods, then you can backtrack even in your marketing to understand a big percentage of my market buys because of A, B, C, D. Now that I know, that's my approach in the market. So getting in the heads of existing customers to figure out why they buy and replicating or really enunciating that in your marketing message to your potential clients. Because more or less, if they are within your target demographic, the messaging now becomes resonant because you're using someone who's done it vis-a-vis someone who wants to do it. If you combine those, if you're able to figure out what's the channel between you saw it, you wanted it, you bought it. If I'm able to figure out the reverse, if I'm able to reverse engineer that process, then my marketing is more or less done. No?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's a really good, because I always advise clients is do you normally, I always ask first, do you know the reasons why people buy? Like, this and so they are guessing. So you can actually ask them. Like, if you have a physical shop, every time after every purchase, just ask them, like, what made you buy? Like, you'll have list of answers. Then there are commonalities. There are common answers.
There always are.
Then use those same answers in your ads. Because people like, this is actually this is like you are speaking directly to me. Exactly like we talked about. So asking your customers is the best thing you can do. Do research. Just ask people, like, what made you buy? Like, why did you buy? They'll tell you different reasons, and you have common answers. The common answers, use them in your ad. So you actually just, it's like a cheat code.
It is.
Instead of guessing, you're trying, okay, they're buying because of this and this. You're, anytime you're doing that, you're missing. You're shooting blank shot. So ask your customers, why are they buying?
And remove the assumption from it. I find like a lot of business owners, they open a business for one reason. Say, for example, I start selling skincare because I had maybe problematic skin growing up, so I start selling skincare. But then the problem becomes, that was your reason. Your reason doesn't mean that's everyone's reason for buying. So a lot of people move from this assumption that the reason why I created this brand and this product will be the reason you buy this product. But it never always translates. Also, you may be too close to the business, so you kind of have to remove yourself, your own assumptions, your own biases, remove them completely. Figure out that same issue, but now from the other lens of the people who actually end up using your product. Because you will always be, the product for you will always kind of be A1 in your head as a business owner. So business owners are so close to their businesses because it's emotionally tied to so many things, the struggle, the successes, the wins. We kind of forget that when people use our product, it doesn't come with all this baggage that you have. So for them, it's completely removed from your own experience as a business owner, from your own experience with your products and goods. So go to them. They're the ones who tell you exactly what's up.
You need to know, like, you should stop guessing, because most brands, they guess a lot. They try lots of different things. They're spamming, they're trying, but just ask them, like, ask people, like, ask them especially let's say it can be one-on-one
Yeah.
in your shop. On your website, after every purchase, you need to post purchase survey. Do a survey.
Yeah.
Ask them if you have a SMS list. Send an SMS. Ask them. Tell them like, yeah, we are giving free as a gift. Yeah. Giveaways. Give them free gifts. Tell them, yeah, like why, what made you buy. Then yeah, like they'll just give you the answers. Run a survey from SMS. Tell them you're giving a free gift for maybe the next 20 people or 10 people. Yeah, then yeah.
And it's also a part of product development, because I think a lot of people think after you've released the product into the market, that's where product development ends.
Exactly.
But product development is a process of refining that product to meet the needs of the people who will end up using it. So then it has to be a continuous process of developing that product, making sure that the right people have enough demand also for your product to establish kind of longevity for your own business. So keeping on figuring out that product development process to kind of get to as high a quality as you can. I think that's the best way to kind of ensure that you retain, again, your market share. Because we're selling to people. So you might as well give them a better and better experience with what you're selling, because then that keeps them coming back over and over again.
Yeah, so feedback is very important.
Extremely.
Like